what does good user experience really mean to you?
Sure. I think that all good user experiences tend to have kind of three key attributes. And one is that they're valuable. Second is that they're easy to use. And the third is that they are performant. So I think as far as valuable, this is sort of really delivering on a real user need, making people's lives easier, or opening them up to new experiences or ways of doing things. I think some examples in Web3 of this are even thinking about things of like Bitcoin, right? Which is just the ability to have non-sovereign money, or thinking about stablecoin, USDC, that a lot of the world really wants US dollars. And this is a way to grant that opportunity or possibility to people. Things like Nestcoin that are helping people move money around. And even the notion of kind of thinking of like just a mobile wallet where you have a bank account in your pocket that isn't attached to your country is pretty awesome as well. The kind of jumping into the second, as far as sort of being easy to use, this is really kind of making sure that core tasks are all super intuitive to use, that they're easy to find and straightforward to complete. I think there are a lot of experiences in Web3 that aren't necessarily super easy to use. But a couple that come to mind are thinking about Papers Wallet or MoonPay, where you really are using credit cards to purchase things and to kind of get started, which I think is a little less frictionless and more familiar to people than kind of trying to buy crypto, say, for example, through Coinbase, and then waiting 7 days for things to clear, and then figuring out, how to connect a wallet and beginning to use a wallet in Web3.
Let me ask you a question on that. And I actually really like that you brought up the delay it can take sometimes when even buying crypto on an exchange. Like if you want to buy your first NFT, you get excited about a project that's launching, and you want to get in on the mint. Well, you go to Coinbase, buy ETH, and then, oh my God, you're hit with that delay. And I've actually experienced that before. And then I hit up a friend to transfer me some ETH, and that's not a good user experience either. But what do you think about interacting with the crypto ecosystem through the traditional methods we are used to, like credit cards, versus connecting with wallet and purchasing with ETH? Because I think there's some people out there who feel like things should be as crypto as possible, like fully decentralized. You're buying through your wallet. And then I think there's another camp who see adoption really requiring the traditional purchasing mechanisms.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question really is also sort of who's the intended audience. And I think that if you're looking to get to 1 billion people, you have to lean on sort of familiar experiences. So, there I think kind of credit cards work as a very effective on-ramp. Now, I think the question is also sort of how does that evolve over time too? And does that stay as credit cards? Is kind of the more sort of blockchain native and sort of anonymity something that is more important to people as they learn more about the space? I think will just kind of be interesting to see how things evolve long term.
Makes sense. And have you used MoonPay yourself to ever make some kind of transaction?
So yes. And I think that the UX is super awesome and super simple. The UI, I will sort of segregate here. I think the UI is super simple and like very familiar. Concepts are all very straightforward. I think each time that I have tried to use it, I end up getting blocked by my bank. And I've tried a couple different banks. Obviously, that's not a great user experience, right? There's a lot of friction if I can't actually do it. And when I was in a rush at one point to buy more ETH to make a purchase, was trying sort of several different ways to do this, and definitely got blocked there. So, yes, obviously still a ways to go, but yeah.
Interesting. No, interesting that there's so many layers of a user experience, and it's not just within the app. There's these external factors like your bank account, blocking that still come into play. So I haven't thought through that too much either. How do some of these apps work with, I would say, like legacy institutions or applications that we're already familiar with? Because it's not just all about the app itself. It's about how they connect to the broader world too. So
totally. And I think it's actually a super astute distinction, because I think the user interface is like one component of thinking about somebody's end-to-end user experience. But when you look more broadly at end-to-end user experience, the kind of the connection and interface with legacy institutions is absolutely a part of it too. So.
Gotcha. Okay, well, you were walking through a couple parts of your UX framework, and I think we hit on valuable and easy to use, and then I jumped in there.
No worries.
There was one more, right?
The last is really kind of about performance, and just that, an application or a product definitely needs to be reliable, fast, and secure. And I think this last one about security or safety is super important in Web3, just ensuring that people's information and money are secure. As far as an example here, I think one great one is actually Magic Eden, which is built as a kind of fully complete feature set. And the company's invested a huge amount in performing and indexing. And it just is fast, right? So
yeah. We had Magic Eden on the pod a few months back, and I was really impressed by some of the performance updates that you're bringing up, because OpenSea was going through a lot of challenges with the site being down, and even how you interact with NFTs on the site. And there was just a lot of things that Magic Eden seems to really check off as a marketplace. So the performance there really standing out. So out of all those areas, is there one that you think needs the most improvement in Web3?
Yeah, I think I will actually answer two instead of one. But I think the first is kind of really bridging or kind of connecting technology with real user value, because I think that's an incredible motivator, or super critical motivator, to kind of getting people in the door. And then the other piece is kind of products really being intuitive, frictionless, and easy to use. So I think those are the top two that I would say.
You're listening to the Unstoppable Podcast, the go-to place for everyone to learn about the latest innovations in Web3, NFTs, and the decentralized web. Welcome to the metaverse.